What is happening, y'all? We are back again. Your favorite couple with another episode of your favorite podcast. We still do. So before we get going into this week's episode, let us get going into our new little segment we got here. So here we go.
So this happened.
So this happened. So this happened. So this happened.
Well, what happened?
So here's what happened. As you can see, what I'll speak on is the new setup. We got new chairs. We changed some stuff around. It's a little bit more comfortable, a little more personal. We get to face each other better. And something new, something fresh, 2020, new year. What's new with you? What are we looking at?
You know what you're looking at. You know what you're looking at. You're looking at my eyebrows. I got my eyebrow touch up today. For you guys who don't know, my eyebrows are microbladed, and I got my touch up today, so that's why they're a little bit shiny on camera, but they are on fleek.
You want to give a shout out?
Yes, I do want to give a shout out. Shout out to my guy Arhenes. He comes through every single time, so thank you so much. And I'll try to maybe on our story or something keep you guys updated on like the healing process. For those of you guys who have never had your eyebrows microbladed or you're thinking about doing it, I would definitely recommend it because it is a lifesaver for me because I don't have eyebrows. Well, now I do. And that's what happened.
Also, let me throw in really quick. My basketball team finished 10-0. We went undefeated. That's a big deal for me. So that also happened in the course of the last time.
2 weeks.
Yeah, so that's what happened. So let's get started with this week's episode. All right. So this week, boy, do we got an episode. I don't know how we skipped so long without doing this episode, but today we are going to be talking about flirting. I don't know how it took us this long to get to it, but we're here. So
here we are.
Who you want to kick this off? You want to rock, paper, scissors for it?
Sure. One time. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Dang. All right.
As you be cheating, you be looking at my hands anyway.
Ain't
You
nobody
still
looking
lost.
at your hand.
Go ahead.
All right. So we start.
Loser.
So first bullet point is, what do you consider flirting? Now, this is something that we struggle with. I'll be 100% honest. This is something that we struggle with. I struggle with it the most in the beginning of our relationship because my personality, I didn't think that what I was doing was flirting. So when we asked, what do you consider flirting? Me, as a man, what I considered flirting was the full-on intention of trying to get with somebody, like, you know what I'm saying, like, so what's up with you, baby? Like, hey, you know what I'm saying, what you doing later? Like, you got a man, you know, you cute, you know, your outfit, you rocking that, you know, that's what I would consider flirting.
Okay.
And we would butt heads on that because what I would be doing would be considered flirting to you because I'm being nice and allowing women to either compliment me or I'm like accepting whatever it is that they're saying, and instead of kind of like putting up a barrier and making it to where, you know, that's not something that, you know, you should be saying to me because I'm married, I was just rolling with it. And I didn't look at it as flirting. It's like, you know, they said that to me, I didn't say that to them. I always was of the mindset of, if I'm not telling a woman that she's cute or, you know, X, Y, and Z, you know, I'm not trying to build her up, then I'm not flirting. Like, even if she's saying all this stuff to me and I just accept it and roll with it, like, I'm not flirting. But I mean, I was wrong because it is considered flirting because, you know, on the opposite end of it, when you're giving compliments and they're being accepted, it's like, okay, so that lets me know I have an opportunity right here. Right?
Yeah. I don't think that it's necessarily like if somebody's just complimenting you, it's how, like you said, how you respond to the compliment, and not like, oh, don't talk to me, I'm married. Like, not like that, but it's about, we talked about last week, setting boundaries.
Yeah. It should, I should have, the proper answer would be, thank you, but I'm married, or thank you, but you know, my wife tells me that all the time too.
Right.
Instead of just
exactly.
just accepting it and rolling with it.
Right. And then sparking up like a friendly conversation based off of that. And even though it's not, you might not be having the conversation with the intent of like, oh, I'm gonna get her number. Oh, you know, she's gonna be my side chick or whatever. You don't know what intention she has.
Right.
And for you not to like set up those boundaries right away and set up your intentions right away without saying it, then that leaves it open for
like I have a chance.
Exactly. And I feel like even in the past, that was something that was kind of why we butted heads a lot, because I would always tell you like, you're too nice. Like, why are you being so nice? There's like being cordial and being like courteous, and then there's being like too nice. And I think that because you have that personality where you just feed off of people's energy and feed off people like liking you and being a likable person, sometimes, and even now still, sometimes you go above and beyond to let people know that, you know, I'm nice. I'm a nice guy. Like, sometimes you do or say unnecessary things to women that is like, you didn't have to say that. Like, or you didn't have to do that. But because you like want to be so nice, then it goes over into
I need to be mean.
more. No,
I know. I'm just messing.
you need to learn how to set boundaries. And you know, I don't have a problem setting boundaries at all.
No.
That doesn't mean that like sometimes, because sometimes I do, like I will catch myself flirting and I'm like, that was a little bit extra. I'm being honest. Don't say that sometimes you still don't flirt. I think it's just a natural, you know, but for me, I know for me, I'll catch myself like, okay, like you're doing too much. You know, like you're being a little bit extra. You need to fall back a little bit. Like you said, not with the intent of like, oh, I'm gonna cheat on my husband or I'm gonna get this guy's number or anything, but just sometimes in conversation it starts to get a little bit too friendly and you're like, okay, let me just backtrack.
I'm scared to
and
talk
walk
to
away.
other ladies now.
Why?
Because I don't want to flirt. That's why.
Okay, but that's not the right mode, or that's not the right
mindset.
Solution. Yeah, that's not the right solution. The solution is, what's the solution?
Knowing how to set boundaries.
Setting boundaries.
Yeah, I get that, but in a situation where if I'm out in public,
Yeah.
I can just not say anything and I don't have to worry about setting a boundary.
Yeah, that's true.
I just keep it moving.
That's true. That's true.
And that's what I mean when I say sometimes I'm scared to even say anything to women.
Don't say you're scared.
Yeah, I won't say I'm scared, but
I
like
beat you.
well, no.
You need to stop telling people that I beat you.
I won't say I'm scared. It's just like I'm cautious on saying anything because
You rather just not say anything.
I'd rather just not say anything.
Yeah.
And like I wouldn't mind, because like you said, I'm so over the top at letting people know that I'm nice. I let me get this out. I'm okay with people thinking that I'm rude in a sense where I don't say anything, as opposed to me coming out and be like, oh no, sorry, I'm married. I'd rather just not say anything than to be like, oh no, I'm married. Because then now it's like, well, I didn't even mean it like that anyway. Like, nobody wants you.
Right.
Like, oh, now I feel stupid. So I'd rather just be like,
Right.
okay.
That's what I'm saying. Like you have to learn how to be comfortable to like set a boundary, even if it is with a stranger who's like giving you a compliment. Like I have strangers. No, I have strangers compliment me all the time, but I'm
I know
like,
everybody compliments you. That's fact. That's why every time you go somewhere by yourself, wherever you go, I'm like, who tried to talk to you? What'd they say?
can I get my sentence out and get my point across?
Okay, go ahead.
So like if I have, you know, like a guy or whatever, like come up to me and like say like, oh, you know, compliment me or whatever. I'll say thank you. And then I'll like keep it moving. Like I don't even stop, or I don't even make eye contact to even give him a chance to, you know, so it's not like, excuse me, I'm married. Like, how dare you? Mm-hmm. But it's like, I don't even give off that vibe. Like I even want that attention from him. Even though compliments, you know, they do make you feel good about yourself. They boost up your confidence. But I don't.
I got you up here already. Now, you don't need nobody else's compliments.
You're right. You're right.
Shoot.
But, and the only time where it even has to get to that point is like I said, like if somebody gives me a compliment and I'm like, you know, yeah, thank you. And I keep like going about what I'm doing and they keep persisting. Then I'll say something like, you know what? My husband tells me that all the time. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And then they'll be like, oh, you know, my bad. But that's usually somebody who's just being extra. But 9 times out of 10, when I already give off that vibe, like I'm not about to indulge in this conversation, then it's just like, okay, you know, she said thank you to my compliment and move on. So it's like, I'm not being rude, but I'm not about to sit here and let there be room for anything, for this conversation to go anywhere else. So that's what I mean about like setting boundaries. It's kind of like setting your intentions, mm-hmm. whether it's with a stranger, whether it's with somebody you deal with on a regular basis. You just have to set your intentions, and you have to figure out how to set your intentions without saying your intentions, because sometimes if you just come out bluntly and say it, then it can come off as rude.
Yeah, I was gonna say too, excuse me,
there we go,
the differences too between men and women when doing that is different too, because like you were saying, if a man keeps being persistent, because more than likely the guy is going to be more persistent at trying to talk to you.
Right.
And then once you finally come out and say, you know, my husband tells me that, or this, that, and the other, you know, now they kind of feel stupid because, you know, they was trying so hard, you know. But mm-hmm. a woman, it's not really like that. Well, I haven't really experienced it like that, where, you know, a woman is persistent and keep trying, mm-hmm. and then you got to actually say, you know, no, I'm married. Like, mm-hmm. it's cool. You know, just guys just look at it differently, like, oh, she's stuck up, like she ain't even trying to talk to me.
Right.
But a woman would just be like, whatever, for the most part. Like I said, when I just don't respond back,
right.
You know, a woman wouldn't, in my opinion, I don't know, but I just feel like they wouldn't think that way. Like a guy, like, oh, baby thinks she too much. Like,
but
she all that.
What if, like, let's say, and I know this is not like your case, you kind of like work by yourself, but what if it's like a work environment, you know what I mean, and it's somebody that you see all the time, like it's a female coworker, and we've had issues with this in the past, where it's like you start to get too close with a female coworker because you guys work together, you see each other every day, you start to get comfortable, you start to get a little bit more personal in your conversations, and then the interaction starts to become not, I wouldn't even say like sexual or anything like that, but it's too like personal. It's, you've crossed that line from like, what's it called? Like work, no, like work like professional into like more personal, just with like, you know, grabbing the arm or like a hug or like, you know, something like that, to where they feel comfortable enough mm-hmm. to like start putting their hands on you. Mm-hmm. And that's something that can happen easily,
right? Like
over time. Or I know a lot of people will be like, oh, my work wife. Ooh. Or like my work. You never heard that before? Yeah.
Don't say that.
Yeah.
That's dangerous. The work wife. Yeah. Are they single though? Or they have a wife and they say my work wife?
Not all the time are they
I ain't
single.
never heard that term, work wife.
You never
That's
heard that?
true.
Yeah,
Oh,
because
that's
it's like,
crazy.
this is my, but not meaning it like that.
Yeah, I know.
But like, this is kind of like my wife at work because
Yeah,
of the
'cause
connection
yeah.
that we have.
You guys are so
Not like we're having an affair, but it's like, oh yeah, this is my work wife.
Mm-hmm.
But I could see that as, easily developing because you start to just get comfortable with this person because you see them every day at work and they start to know your likes and dislikes, start to, start bringing you your favorite drink, or, you start going to lunch together, and then that can easily develop into something that you didn't intend for it to be at all.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about like flirting in a relationship? Do you think that it's okay to flirt?
Me personally, I don't think it's okay to flirt.
You don't?
I don't.
You're just saying that because that's what I feel.
No, I'm saying that because I see the way that it affected you and how we would always butt heads with it. But because before, I didn't think that it was a problem with it, because it was my thought was, I ain't trying to do nothing with her. Like, I'm not going home with her, nothing like that. Like, it's just friendly conversation, or it's just whatever. That's always how I was. But after seeing how it affected you and how we butted heads so much on that, now I have no choice but to have a changed mind on it. Like, it's not okay, because and at the same time, the kind of sub question of that would be like, where are you at in your relationship? What kind of relationship do you have? Because there are people who probably don't see a problem with it, as long as you coming home to me and everything else is mine. Like, I don't care what you do if you flirting with somebody out there, because it's weird to say it, but couples look at like, go out there, flirt, get what you can get out of it. You might get some something nice out of it, but you coming home to me with it. And I still think that that's not okay, because it's like you putting somebody's feelings out there and using them for it, and they don't even have a chance. Because there are people that are very vulnerable.
Right.
And, I'm going to say I don't think it's okay because of other people's emotions getting involved or attached. And, possibly hurting somebody's feelings, or even possibly drawing a
fatal attraction.
Fatal attraction. Yes. A fatal attraction. And now you got somebody stalking you because you was a little too flirty.
Yeah. But that's rare. Extreme case.
Not in 2020.
You always jump to the extreme. Like,
it ain't.
It is.
I don't think it is. 2020 is different. People will go over the top with it.
Yeah.
So your answer was no too, though, huh?
Yeah. For me, I don't think that flirting is okay. But like I said, I feel like people do it all the time. Like I said, sometimes I catch myself doing it. I'm pretty sure you still flirt sometimes.
Nope.
You will never admit it to me, and that's fine.
No.
But it happens. But I think like, you have to be aware of it. Like I said, if I catch myself in a moment, I'm like, okay, like, fall back. But I don't know. I don't think that it's okay. I don't think that you should like develop a habit of flirting all the time, because it can be dangerous. It can affect your marriage in a major way. And I think that the biggest, or the most, what am I trying to say? You show your love and your respect for someone the most by how you act when that person is not there.
Right.
So it's not about like when I'm with you, we're all booed up. Like, obviously you're not going to be complimenting another woman or trying to be extra friendly with another woman when I'm right there by your side. But how are you acting when you're at the gas station by yourself? Or when, you know what I mean? When you're somewhere else when I'm not there. That is when you really show your true love and your respect for another person. Is like, okay, well, what are you looking at on Instagram when I'm not there? What are you liking on Instagram when I'm not there? Like, that's really how you show, that's really how you prove your love to somebody, is by that person not witnessing that you're proving your love for them. Like, that's how you really know that you truly do love somebody, and how you know that you're really like invested in your relationship, is what you do when that person is not around. If you're doing all the right things while that person is around, but when they're not around, that's your kind of your me time to do what you really want to do, then it's kind of like, okay, well, you need to take a step back and see really how invested you are in your relationship, and really how true you are to yourself. And not, because you can only put up a front in a relationship, especially in a marriage, for so long. Yeah. Before your little tendencies and all this starts to come out. So, I mean, I said that to say about flirting, just if you're doing it while your spouse is not present, then that's kind of a testament to kind of where you are in your relationship.
That's why I say it's not okay, because it's always an opportunity and a chance that it can turn into something else. Because like I said, we're in a whole new day and age where, for whatever reason, people want to be more upfront and honest about stuff. And now you can be flirting with somebody and they just flat out tell you, like, look, I want you. Like, flat out. Now, what you gonna say? Like, I was just flirting and just messing around with you. I was just telling you, like, I like the way you put that outfit together. Now, all of a sudden, you talking about, let's get a hotel room? What are you gonna do? And that's where your flirting can get, put to the test. And now it's like,
right.
What are you really gonna do? Because, like you said, you're obviously away from your spouse. So are you gonna actually, in this moment, prove that you're in this marriage, for the long haul? Or because it's easy to be booed up when you're together. When y'all together all day long, like, yep, what I'm saying, oh, boo, I love you, it's just me and you, I love you, oh my God, and then when you're away from each other, don't make me laugh, when you're away from each other, then it's like, you're not even thinking about him or her. Right. It's like you looking at who's in the building. You're trying to figure out what's moving and who's hot right now. So
but I think that mainly it starts to become dangerous like that is when it's in like a work environment, because like I said, you see that person constantly. So you start to develop some type of relationship or friendship with that person. If it's a stranger, I mean, I'm not saying that it's okay to flirt with strangers either, but when it's a stranger, it's like, okay, I'm probably never gonna see her again anyways, and the chances of somebody trying to just throw themselves at you in that moment is rare. I mean, it can happen, but I think where it starts to get dangerous is when you see somebody on a regular basis, and it's like a snowball, and then you don't even realize it, but you start to probably low-key develop feelings for this person. And even if it is just like on a friendly basis, and then they start to try to come onto you stronger, then you feel bad about rejecting the person because you've developed this type of whatever with them. I feel like that's when it becomes dangerous. Is like, okay, at this point you don't even know how to reject them. Yeah. Because you've been leading them on for so long, or you guys have really developed some type of connection with each other.
Yeah, and that's dangerous too, because to add to that, the person that your work wife, she knows that you're married,
Right.
and you know, it's kind of like, I know you got your wife at home, and then not to mention, which we didn't throw in there, you're probably coming to her with your problems at home. So
Exactly.
she knows, you know,
Exactly.
what's going
She
on at the house. And, you know, so in her mindset, it's like nobody will ever know. You know, I know that you married. I'm not
Yep.
looking for a relationship.
Right.
You know, just let me.
I just need like comfort.
Yeah. You know, just.
Or
let's
just go to
whatever.
dinner. Like I just
Yeah.
need to. I'm really comfortable with you. I feel like I can talk to you.
Yeah. That's when it's real dangerous, because it's like, so
Yep.
you telling me all this stuff can happen and you won't ever tell anybody? Now that's when you put to the test. Like, what you gonna do now?
Yep.
Are you gonna roll with it, or are you gonna put up them boundaries?
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying.
why I'm-
Boundaries need to be set before.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Before that it even gets to that point. Because like you said, some people, they don't care if you're married. Like if they see that you're opening up that door, they see that kind of as, okay, well, that's the level of respect you have for your marriage. So why should I respect your marriage?
Yeah.
Like you don't care. You venting to me, telling me about all the
Yeah, all
craziness
your
your wife
personal
is doing, and you constantly complaining. Well, maybe you're not happy. You know, maybe it's a sign that we should be together. Like you just never know. But if you set those boundaries from the get go, it's like I never, even like with my female coworkers, I never vent to them about like my husband, like, you know, or we're going through, like, because that's just not, like, I need to be talking to you about that. Not venting at work about my personal whatever. Like,
I tell everybody about us.
in a good way, I hope.
No, when you get on my nerves, I tell everybody. Let me tell you what she did. Strangers. How you doing this morning, sir? Let me tell you what my wife did. That's how I did. They be like, man,
Okay.
I hope it gets better. I hope it get better too, sir. No, I'm just playing.
All right. So that's really all I got about that, about flirting. That's it. You have anything else to add?
Don't do
I
it.
mean,
That's all I gotta say.
Yeah.
You know, don't do it. Even if you in a relationship where you feel like you're so comfortable with each other, where it doesn't bother you, that's a lie. I don't think anybody is just okay with their spouse flirting with
Right.
another person.
right.
Like you said, you know, everybody still does it, and you just gotta make sure you catch yourself. But like, if you're telling yourself like, I don't care, like, you know, you can go out and you know, you can be flirty, just don't do too much. Like, no, that's not okay.
Yeah.
I would not agree with that.
Yeah.
Now, the only time that this is okay is when it comes back to a previous episode on the list. When we talking about the list, then it's good.
We talking about the list. All rules are out the window.
Oh, I don't say all rules out the window now. Okay, you ain't kissing on nobody. Them is my lips. Okay, you ain't kissing nobody.
Oh, let's see. Let me see
Ryan
Ryan
Gosling gonna
Gosling.
get punched in the mouth. You can hug him or whatever else, but you ain't no. Well,
All right, that's it, guys. That's all we got for you today. Every first and third Monday. Every first and third Monday of the month. That way we can kind of give you guys a schedule of, you know, when to expect our videos. However, if you guys don't already subscribe to our YouTube channel, and then you guys will get notifications when we publish a new video. Also, if you don't already follow us on Instagram at we_still_D0, like our pictures, watch our stories. We're trying to get better about being consistent with posting on Instagram. We were thinking about getting a TikTok, maybe. Maybe. We don't know.
we don't know.
We're trying to
Trying to
stay
keep
hip.
up.
Yeah,
Trying to keep
we're
up.
trying to stay relevant,
Too much
guys.
stuff.
We don't know anything about TikTok,
No.
but
I would ace it. I would get it down and I mean, I'm
yeah, you would.
more
You're
goofy.
the techie.
So yeah, I would
Yeah,
have fun with
goofy
it.
one.
She probably will be like, whatever.
Yeah, but I mean, if it's a way to kind of get us more exposure and to stay relevant in social media and all that, we might look into it. We might get it. So stay tuned for that. With that being said,
I'm Deontay.
and I'm Maymuna,
And we still do.